What's up, Internet? We are here once again in Pokemon Crystal in our epic quest for revenge against alternate dimension versions of ourselves. I think we have to go do a thing. It's actually daytime now, I guess, which is nice. So we might actually be able to go catch a Skarmory now, so maybe we'll just kick around down here for a little bit to try and catch one. Because if we can't catch Skarmory, I am out of ideas for what we can do for our last teammate. And I would very much like to actually have a full team before this is over. I think we have to go do a thing in that cave that was just above us, and I think this is a added thing for Pokemon Crystal. It's not a thing for all the versions. Although, again, it's been a long time since I've played Silver. But I'm pretty sure if you beat the gym leader at Blackthorn, they just give you the badge originally, so this is an extra thing we can go do. I think, I'm not sure if it's daytime enough to make the Skarmory appear. I think it is, but worst case scenario, we can bum around, try and get that badge, and then try and catch a Skarmory and see if that helps. But apparently daytime starts at 4 AM, I guess. I don't know, I know the clock is really wonky when you have to get it to interact with the Retro Freak. Because I think they store the clock data on like a different place than just the standard game data. And because of that, the Retro Freak has trouble handling that extra information. But this also means we can level up Cazador a little bit as well, which is good because he definitely needs it. And we run into a thing we probably should not fight with him. Awesome. Okay, new plan. We'll just swap to Jewel and hit him with Water Gun, or whatever it is Jewel has. I think it is Water Gun, actually. Magnitude's a scary attack. That's a move that's hard to teach, but it does a lot of damage. But it's a randomized attack as well. But, you know, for the most part, I think we're doing pretty good, aside from not having a full team. I mean, we've gotten through 8 gym leaders. Just prepping our team to go to the Elite Four. I think we're going to have to go catch another Chinchou, because I think we do need Waterfall in order to tackle the Elite Four. Like, it's a prerequisite, I believe. I might be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that's the case. But other than that, it's just, you know, fight some monsters, gain some levels, beat some trainers, beat the game at this point. So we're on track so far, I think, which is good. But right now we're just kind of getting some extra experience and seeing if we can run into a Skarmory. Because it's finally quote-unquote daytime. It's very early morning, but that should still work, I believe. The problem is Skarmory is, I want to say, like a 1 in 10 chance of showing up, so it might take a little while. But like I said, we're also needing to get Cazador some experience, so that's okay. Alright. Geodude! I think we can actually teach Cazador Steel Attack, which would probably be useful against stuff like this. I want to say it's Iron Tail, and I think we do have the TM for it. I'm just not sure that's the ideal TM to teach it compared to... I think we can teach it to a couple other monsters on our team as well, so I'm not sure if that's really what we want to do. I'll worry about that once we get a proper full team. Start distributing TMs and stuff. Although, to be fair, I don't think we have many TMs that are really all that useful for our current builds and stuff. For the most part. I mean, Thunder Punch, that one I was really eager to get rid of, just because that really diversifies Cinder's equipment, or movement set. And that's one of the core things about building a good monster team, is you just want to try and diversify your defenses and offenses as much as possible, which is why my team is not exactly ideal, with most of the team being singular elements. You want to try and diversify with dual elements as well, which gives you greater coverage. But that said, you can also run into dual elements that take 4 times as much damage against certain elements, which is less than ideal. So there's still quite a lot of strategy. It's not as simple as simply finding a monster that has 2 elements. An elixir. I'm going to pretend I remember what that does. I think that heals and fixes your PP, but I don't quite remember. Another Geodude. So I think what we'll do is we'll hang out here with Cazador until it hits level 30, and if we don't run into a Skarmory, we'll go do the other thing, and we'll come back after we do that, and hopefully enough time will have passed that it'll be in the rotation of things we can run into. It doesn't affect me, you silly Billy. I'm a ground type. Just ignore the fact that I am a flying scorpion. I'm totally a ground type. It's not like I'd be flying poison or anything. Again, Gliger's a weird monster. It should be like 3 different elements, but it's 2 because I don't think there is a triple element yet. Which kind of is weird. You'd think there's a few monsters that kind of fall into the realm of it could be 3 different types. Like Charizard, that could be flying, that could be dragon, that could be fire. But instead, they choose to delineate it to fire and flying. But that's mostly because of balance, of course. In fact, while I'm doing this, I'm going to multitask and just search something real quick. So I apologize for any extra noise. But I want to see... let's see. Yeah, it's 5% chance of showing up. Oh, good. And that's what happens when you don't pay attention. You gotta go heal up your monster. But yes, Skarmory should show up, it's just ridiculously low chances. So, we might be here a little while. But on the bright side, this does mean that we will have a full team after this. Which is good, because we've been needing that since, you know, the start of this. Because, going back to a thing I've preached on endlessly about, pretty much all the fun monsters, and hell, pretty much all the unique monsters in Gen 2 Pokemon don't show up until like halfway through the game. At which point you should probably already have a team if you're playing sensibly. And that's just kind of awkward. Now granted, I'm hamstringing myself by limiting myself only to Johto monsters, but still. It just comes across as a little bit weird that one of the things about your new generation of monsters is you've got so many new monsters, and yet most of them are just not things you run into. You'd think they'd probably try and, like, cram as many towards the front end of the game as they possibly could. Oh, don't do that. Well, we survived. That's the important thing. Oh good, another thing that's going to self-destruct on me. Awesome. But experience! Maybe I can poison it. Magnitude doesn't affect me, silly. But if I can poison you, you can kill yourself, preferably before you self-destruct. Like the awkward, lumpy hand grenade you are. The nice thing is, I can attack this guy before he attacks me. So if I can take him out, I don't have to worry about self-destruct. The problem is him surviving that first barrage. Good experience, though. And it's that experience that will help us to become the ultimate team of monsters. That's a Phanpy. That was a monster that was exclusive to Silver. Well, you know, prior to this, anyway. It's also not the most interesting monster. Gold had Teddy Ursa, I believe. Although, I don't think that's a particularly interesting monster either. I think comparatively, it's a far more useful and versatile monster than Phanpy ever was. Hooray! You can hurt yourself with that attack. And you're dead. Alright, so we are motoring. Here we go. Now, I just have to not screw this up. And not lose all my Pokeballs. And that's the problem, because if this is anything like Pokemon Silver, Skarmory is ridiculously hard to catch. Like, you can poison it, you can make it fall asleep, you can paralyze it, you can get it down to 1 health, and it will still have, like, a ridiculously low catch chance. Like, I had less trouble catching the legendary dogs and, like, the legendary birds than I had Skarmory. Skarmory is, like, the hardest monster in Pokemon Silver to catch, for some reason. But we can hope. Oh, I could try and poison it, but I want to keep him alive, so if it comes to adding status afflictions, I'll probably swap to Jewel and just paralyze it. But the problem is, Kaz is the only thing that's close to it in level at this point, which is less than ideal, certainly. But if we can get Skarmory, that's a definitely solid monster. Great defense, decent typing. Its offensive output is a little underwhelming. It doesn't learn a lot of different TMs, if I recall, but okay, we're gonna Thunder Wave you. Okay, now you're paralyzed. I'm worried Water Gun's gonna kill it, but let's try. I'm just worried about the level difference. Okay, that was scary. Ah, I'm gonna catch you, damn it. I've come too far to try and catch you to not catch you. I'm hoping this is illustrating my point about how rough Skarmory is to actually catch. Because he's got like 1 health, he's paralyzed. I don't exactly have a Master Ball I can just chuck at him, you know? I am going to run out of Pokeballs before I catch him, I'm sure. That's my biggest concern right now. The nice thing is I've got still a few, but there's nothing more I can do to help my odds of catching him. Sort of having more Pokeballs or special Pokeballs, neither of which I really have. There we go. The prophecy is complete. Alright, and we finally have a full team. Yes, I will give you a nickname. Now, we need a monster name that ends up striking fear into the hearts of our opponents. We need a bird that will avenge the memory of dearest Zephyr. We need... I know what we need. For you see, we need a terror that flaps in the night. We need a noun that verbs your adjective. We need Darkwing Duck. Because I cannot think of a better name for a bird of vengeance than Darkwing Duck. Also, they seriously need to reboot Darkwing Duck. They've rebooted DuckTales. They even did like a reboot Darkwing Duck within DuckTales. Come on, just reboot Darkwing Duck. That's all we need at this point. Besides, we already have the best Disney character on our team, or in our Pokemon menagerie with Scrooge. We might as well have the second best Disney character in with Darkwing. Alright, so I think we have to go to this monster cave Madoodle over here to go past some kind of weird dragon test thing. Oh good, it's dark. Do I have anything that knows Flash? Probably not, because why would you ever use Flash? Okay, well, let's see what other monsters we have. Because we've suddenly hit a wall of awkward. Alright, deposit, I guess. Sin's higher level, we'll get rid of Sin. 35, 36, Luna can go. Nope, we need you. And, I guess Jewel. There goes our A-team. Now we just have to find something that can learn Flash. Omelette looks like a thing that can learn Flash. Let's find out. Just wait, I won't have Flash. That'll be like the scariest thing of all. Okay, we don't have Fly. That's kind of a problem. Yes, Omelette can learn Flash. Hooray! I'm gonna figure out where Fly is. Okay, withdraw. Now, Cinder is still our highest level, so we probably just want Jewel and Luna, I think, for the moment. And then we're gonna run into a moment where we need Surf, and of course we won't have it. Screw it, we'll take Reef with us as well, just to cover our TM-related bases. Unless I might be stupid. I think the cave we might... that might be a different cave entirely. The cave we might need is behind the gym, probably. In which case, I don't know what that other cave is, and we'll explore that later. Yeah, this is the cave we need to go to. Whoopsie. Oh well. I don't want Omelette. Darkwing is in front. That's where we want him. Oh good, people to fight. It's not like this is just a place we could go to talk to some people. No, we actually have to fight people. Dragonair. Ugh, more dragon monsters. Now the problem with this is they have levels on us. Okay, I guess we'll go to Van Damme. Like, this is where it would be beneficial to have my full team, but we need to at least surf to get here. So just wait, this is going to be a repeat of going through the gym and having to, like, go heal after every single encounter. I'm just prepared for it at this point. Genuinely curious now, I gotta figure this out, hold on. Okay. We'll throw Kaz out there, see if he can do anything. Alright. Feint attack. It's back near the fighting gym. We're gonna have to go back there to get that that HM. Fair enough. I mean, that's not too bad. Oh god, that could be a problem. Okay, let's throw Jewel out there. Oh, I'm trapped, aren't I? Crap. Maybe if I get a critical? Please? Or not. You know, I could just, you know, die really depressingly. That's also a thing that could happen. On the bright side, that should mean Darkwing can take him out on its own. Now, let's see. Swift would probably be our best bet. Well, not really. You just picked a really broken type that I happened to overcome. Please tell me that's the last trainer, because I don't think we can fight more down here. What? I have to go around, don't I? It's gonna be this whole thing. Oh good, more dragon types. That's a low enough level I can handle it at least. Item! A calcium. I think that boosts defense. We can check that. Through our item page, which I will do right now. Special. I guess Jewel would be useful to boost that on. Oh good, someone else to fight. I guess you're going to throw dragon monsters at me. Yo, I recall the guy saying you don't use just dragon monsters, but I'm pretty sure you do. Let's throw Jewel out there. The electric ability should turn this thing into a giant lightning rod, which would be good. Why would you ever teach your monster Whirlpool? That is not a useful ability, like, at all. I get it's an HM, but it's not even a useful HM. It's like that weird rock climb HM. It's one you should probably never use, because there's just not really any use to it. Alright. I think Seadra is still pre-dragon type, although I'm not sure. So Jewel's Spark should still be an effective ability. I hope. We're just gonna keep using dumb HM attacks. No reason, we're just gonna do it that way. That's how cool Dragon Masters do things now. Still, I mean, I'm not complaining, it means I can actually fight you. With relatively fair ground. And help build up our newest ally in our quest for revenge. Alright. I don't know how many more fights we're gonna have to get into before this is over, though. And we're already down several monsters. This is not exactly ideal. Dragon types are bullshit is the point. I think the fastest way for us to get Fly would be go south from here and then basically take the long way around, because it might be faster. Oh, more dragon trainers. Awesome. And a whirlpool. Okay, so we're going on a detour at this point. Just by virtue of the fact we need to teach something whirlpool. I don't think Reef can learn it. And like I said, we kind of need to get a second Chincho anyway, so... I think the idea will be to go catch Chincho, get Fly, and then get back here. No, Reef can learn it. I take that back. Reef does not learn Waterfall, and that's going to be a problem later, though. I think the only monsters that learn all three are Chincho and I think Meryl. So we can actually keep going this way. And fight another dragon type. I remember how much of a pain in the ass it was to get a dragon type in the first game. Now it's easy. You don't have to do any Safari Zone or gambling nonsense. Just surf around a little and you'll get one. It's not like that cheapens it at all. Sound effects. Oh wait, you can run into things that aren't Dratini down here. That's genuinely a bit of a surprise. I thought all you'd run into down here are Dratinis. That's actually kind of cool. Please tell me that's it. Fight us both now. Yes, because she's a sore loser. Okay. I can answer questions. They are clearly underlings. Well, strategy mostly, but I think you probably want to hear raising them well. I don't discriminate. Both? Hooray! I answered a thing properly. I wonder if it would actually let you go if you answered, like, poorly. It was not much of a challenge. You failed that test? Wow! You are really, really dumb. That's special, is what that is. No, tell Lance. Bring him here. I beat him once already. Also, there should be a space in Rising Badge. Like all the other badges, they should not be one word. Or at the very least, have a hyphen. Hooray! She lacks common sense on telling people what they want. And obvious answers for a good, strong moral compass, I guess. Hooray! Well, I did beat Lance before already. Cool. Wait! It's about time you give me a TM. They beat me to the joke. Oh, I was about to say that too. Yes, we gotta go home, then surf, and then take a route that's in the opposite direction of the way we started. Kind of a neat idea. You know, go back to the singular starting point and go in the slightly opposite direction. Although, to be fair, the original Pokemon sort of did that as well. In fact, I said this during when I played my Pokemon Red, but I found it pretty rare for people to actually go in the direction of Pokemon League their first time anyway. I mean, you can do it, and there's even a fight you can get into for doing it, but it's pretty rare. Dragon Fang. That boosts the ability of dragon attacks. That is not going to be a useful item to me at all. But we can surf. Now we have to get back to, what was it, Canewood City or whatever? The place that, apparently is where you find the Fly TM. Or HM, because we do actually need that. It's not mission necessary, but it's useful enough that even though I have to travel half the world to get to, it's still going to be useful besides extra experience for Darkwing. And Darkwing needs to catch up. After all, he is the terror that flaps in the night. He is the moldy cheese in the refrigerator of evil. He is the one that will grant us retribution for what happened to dearest Zephyr, our beloved Pidgeot. And we will have justice. Oh yes, justice will be had. Perhaps not this day, but a day soon in the future. Oh yeah, that's another thing about Skarmory. They take forever to level up. Like, they just have an unnatural amount of experience required to gain base levels. Profholm. It is kind of weird, though, that there's still a route ahead of you that you theoretically should not have gone through at this point, although we did. And yet, you should have Fly at this point, so you could skip it entirely, theoretically. I mean, on the other hand, there's the best monsters in the game down there, I guess, but it's just weird that they set it up that way. Okay, we're gonna need to surf, so we're gonna need to keep Reef in our party. Omelette can go away, never to be seen again. Yeah, so I guess we'll withdraw. I think Luna at this point. They're the same level, but I have a feeling that if we have Cinder in our party, if we're just gonna distribute experience, Cinder would end up getting the majority of it just as our clutch team fighter. So right now our goal is to go get Fly, which is apparently outside the gym of Canewood, I guess, according to the internet. I seriously have no idea how we skipped that, but we did. Oh good, fight me. Well, I just caught 2 of them in this very route, so probably not, but let's go anyway. Interesting. I mean, I've got a bird type, but it's also a steel type, so I'm not sure how it's going to react to Machop. But I can do damage to it anyway. How bad is this going to hurt us? Okay, sort of net neutral, the damage. That's okay. There we go. You and your Graveler. Now's the time we swap to Kaz. I'm hoping he can survive that, although I'm not optimistic about that point. Oh, actually worked pretty well. What do you got next, Hiker? I will swap back to my Bird of Justice. And we will continue to peck you. Over and over and over until you die, you smelly fighting type. And that's how we handle fighting types, with bird types. Alright. So below us should be the first route in Johto. Oh hey, we ran into another Skarmory. That's convenient. I guess we'll use Swift on it and try and take it out and get some experience. I don't think this is going to work all that well. I'm just going to run. Forget it. Too much of a pain in the ass. Hey, an item. Max Potion. You, fight me. Now, I'm not sure. I think after today, I might try and go hunt down some TMs we may have missed just to build up our character's repertoire a little bit. I don't know, I'll think about it on my off time. But on the bright side, we've got all the badges. We have a full team. We just really have to get Fly and then go fight the Elite Four. And, you know, build up our team between now and then. But so far, I think we're pretty much on schedule for where we should be. And we finally actually got a team together. It's all just a matter of leveling them up now. But for the most part, I'm pretty happy about where we are so far. Yeah, recognize this monster. Bavimon had one of these at one point. You know, before he was quantumly displaced. I had to pick a different water type starter for some reason. Still not as cool as Charmander. Okay, that was scary. But fortunately, I can swap. I'm not sure how many more enemies we're going to run into up here. I don't think there's going to be many. Which is both a good thing and a bad thing, because as we're trying to level our monsters, having them in good shape is kind of important, so we need to hit up a Pokemon Center soon. But it's a bad thing in the sense that there's less experience for us now. But I think we're going to handle it okay. Okay. Another Wartortle. That's pretty impressive. Those are rare. To have two of them, I'm actually kind of impressed. Kelly. In all your water trainer glory. Alright, so We're just gonna have Van Damme dizzy punch you to death, and we'll be on our merry little way. Back to the other side of the world. On the bright side, we've got a shortcut now that we've taken Pseudo Wudo out. And it shouldn't be that long before we get to where we need to go. And on the bright side, after that, we have Fly, so it should be a lot easier to get around. Yep, you lost. And you should feel bad about that fact. Nougat. And a revive, that's actually very useful for us. I didn't hear any actual engagement theme there, I just heard the regular music. I wonder if that's a bug. A camper with birds. Oh, but I have birds. And my bird's cooler. I also have an electric type, so, yeah. This is going to be a very short fight, I feel. Oh, this could be a scary attack, depending on how many times it hits. Oh. Or it could be a very lame attack, depending on how few times it hits. That's the thing about those roll of the dice attacks. They are literally a roll of the dice. And now Jewel is tied with our highest level monsters. Primeape, that is a fighting type. So we don't really want to throw Darkwing out there, especially with its low health. Although I'm pretty sure it's faster, so Van Damme might be able to handle it. And knowing it's a fighting type means that we can probably just counter all of its attacks. And now that it's in a loop of having to use Rage, we can literally counter every turn. Yep, do all the damage you like to me. I've got counter. I'm gonna deal more damage to you. Oh, maybe that only detects the first attack. Okay, that's interesting. You know, if you used an X special and this was Gen 1, you'd be dead. Alright, guess we'll use Luna. And Luna's gonna level. Crap. I mean, it's good it's gonna level, but I don't want it to start over-leveling stuff, especially when we've got, like, 3 lagging behind the rest of the team. That's just less than ideal, I think. Try using Ghost. Let's see if Ghost does anything. Ghost did a thing. Hooray! Good for you, Luna. Going to use a Tros. That was one of the most deadly monsters in Gen 1. Certainly the most deadly normal type. But it was also really hard to find. Because it was one of those Safari Zone exclusive monsters that were a pain in the ass to try and catch. Which is why we never bothered and we went through the slot machines to get our Dragonite. Well, Dragonair. Though at the time it was a Dratini, of course. Still surprising that gambling is in Gen 2 Pokemon. Like, it's surprising it was in Gen 1 with Nintendo's sort of anti-everything back in the day, but they still had so many weird things that really made Gen 1 sort of morally weird compared to everything else. And they kind of got rid of a lot of it in this one, but they kind of kept a lot of it too. And it's kind of weird the stuff they did keep. You, bite me. It's the old because I can mentality of doing things. I don't judge, but I like having a reason for doing things myself. Maybe I'm weird like that. And let's see if Kaz will survive any of its earth attacks. It's gonna hit me with a non-earth attack and take him out instantly, isn't it? Yeah. On the other end, I do have Faint Attack. Maybe that'll actually be useful. Let's find out. Crap. Ah, it was worth a shot. Let's go, Jewel. Drown the little mole in its little mole hole. Mound? I think mole things are called mounds or hills. You could catch Dugtrios originally. They were like 5%, maybe even 1% appearances, but you could catch them. And that was nice because it meant that you didn't have to raise a Diglett, which kind of sucked. That said, I never really bothered with a Dugtrio either, so, you know, what do I know? I was too busy keeping it real with Nidoking as my designated Earth type. Even though I'm pretty sure it wasn't a ground type originally, I'm pretty sure it was still just poison. Why did I use Spark? That was the anti-move I should have used on it. I was too busy reminiscing about my dearest Nidoking and how awesome he was. Because when you have a Nidoking, it's hard to go back from that. It's basically everything is a downgrade after you've had a Nidoking. Because they're just awesome. They're especially there when I beat you. What's over here? Oh, it's the same cave. Perskerberry. For paralyzing. Hey, it's a berry. We can go feed it to that milk tank on our way. Do our daily Good Samaritan thing. I don't want to fight either of you, honestly. I'm in rough shape. I don't want to avoid fights, but I'm in too rough a shape to actually fight anything right now. How big is this route? Okay, now we're at the bottom. And now we're at the part of the route where you can't catch anything fun, because it's too early in the game. Sad. It'd be nice to be able to catch a Gligar and a Skarmory, like, right out of the gate. That would have been awesome. You wouldn't have to go through 90% of the entire game to actually catch something fun. Take the one, you know, experience. Because free experience. Hey, 24. More than I thought I'd get. I'll take that berry. I think we should heal up. Just in case. Disintegrate and then clone my monsters for me. Not necessarily in that order. I just want monsters at full health. I'm not picky, though. Alright, I've got a bike. Let's do that whole bike thing. Hey, it's another berry. Here to save you before you become a Jill sandwich. Let's go. It's been forever since I played original Resident Evil. I should do that again. Of course, I only have the original Saturn Biohazard. The only true version of Resident Evil that is actually uncut. For whatever reason, even the director's cut has weird cuts and edits in it that were just removed to other things, and it's weird. But the Saturn version had a couple exclusive enemies, it had an exclusive extension to a cutscene, and an exclusive survival mode type deal. Making it very clearly the best version of original Resident Evil ever. I don't need more berries, I have all the berries I could ever want. I don't plan on becoming a Jill sandwich anytime soon, but if I do, those berries are there, and they've got my back. With their awesome gun. But let's not talk about Resident Evil Gaiden. I still want to see that original Game Boy Color rendition of Resident Evil that existed. I know it was never completed, but I saw some screenshots of it, and it looked really impressive. I can't imagine it being all that fun to play, but I would imagine if nothing else, it would have, at the very least, been a functionally impressive feat of programming to get pretty much all of Resident Evil onto the Game Boy Color. Alright, so we're at Violet City. Home base of that weird stalker Faulkner who runs into me like every other fight for some reason. Because he's obsessed with me. But I'm not interested in him. And you just can't accept it. It's sad that he's just a creepy stalker at this point. Alright, we gotta go up this way. We need to go up here, actually. Excuse me. Pardon me. Down here and around. I think there's a berry here. I don't need a mint berry, I need a standard berry. Yes. Yes. Oh well, I made it a little better. Good deed for the day. Hooray. I think if you fix it up, you'll get like a free tank milk every day or something like that. Which is not something to scoff at. Okay, we need to go catch a chinchou while we're here. On the pier this time, and let's not waste an entire hour fishing in the wrong spot. Because that was embarrassing. Now, chinchou is like a 1 in 5 chance of showing up. So if we're lucky, and we're not, we'll run into a shelter. But it's experience for Darkwing, so we can't complain too much. Swift is such a good attack. It was great in Gen 1, it's still very useful here. Just a good attack. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. Fine, I will register this as my select item just to save time. Because I feel we might be here a little bit. Another shelter. That is an ice attack, I believe. Not to be confused with Ice Beam, even though it's basically the same attack, although I think Aurora Beam does not have the added chance of freeze status. So it's functionally less useful in every way. But it's still basically the same attack. Okay, let's go. Here we go. We got a Chincho. Now, we don't want to horribly murder this one. Are we capable of doing that? Oh, yeah. Right, it's an electric type, I forgot. Flying's not going to do all that much to it, which is useful for us. We're going to get a crit that takes it out instantly. I will throw an Ultra Ball at you, because we've got plenty. And I don't have much use for them now. Well, they don't have much more use anyway. Come on. Throw the Ultra Ball. Catch the Chincho. Let's get out of here. Awesome. Let's see, what should I call you? I guess I'll just go with something easy and call you Aqua. Master of the Water HMs. Oh, right. I need to swap back to my bicycle. I don't think I can even use it in here. No. Unfortunate. What a time saver that would be. Alright, that's the Mart. We need the Poke. Bill's PC. We want to deposit Reef. We want to withdraw Aqua. And we want to teach it all the HMs. Let's start with Whirlpool. And we need to absolutely make sure Jewel does not learn stuff. Because it would be really embarrassing to teach my good monster all of the HMs ever. I would very quickly make them the not good monster anymore. Learn that. And we need Surf. And you will learn Surf instead of Flail. That sounds like a much easier and better attack. Okay. Now we just have to go get Fly, which is apparently back in Canewood. I guess. So prepare to run into all the tentacles ever. And is it? Ah, it's Tentacruel. They're upgrading now. Wonderful. No sarcasm there. None whatsoever. Good experience, though. I'm kind of surprised I got that much experience off it. Holy crap, I didn't know you could even run into these guys out here. Or at all, I thought they were an upgrade of Remoraid. And they didn't exist in the wild. show how many times I've used Mantine, which is all 0 times. Which is sad, I kind of like his big, goofy, puffy cheeks. Looks like he's holding his breath or something. Good job, WW. Alright, level 30. I'm gonna have to play the Darkwing Duck game on the NES sometime. I don't know if I have it on any of my multis, but I've heard it's really good. It's like Mega Man, but you can duck. That's a big change. It's by Capcom too, so you know it's good. Alright, so Fly should be in this town, apparently. Yes, yes it would. And now we have all the gym badges. Or, gym badges, all the HMs. And I think this is still the time where Fly is actually still a viable flying attack, so I think we're going to teach good old DW how to fly. I don't need my bike, but we'll put on some catchy music. Alright, DW, let's teach you a new move. I guess we will get rid of Peck, because I guess you don't need 2 flying moves. Now we can go back to New Barktown. Alright, what do you need? Hey, we got a Master Ball. Hooray! Well, that's good to know. Well, that's right, I think we have things in our room we can go decorate now, too. No. Well, I mean, it is or isn't. It just swapped over. I don't know how that would affect the game, though. Can I just play with the clock myself, please, so we can actually get this sorted proper? Decoration. Let's see. We have a Charmander doll. Hell yeah, we're putting the Charmander doll down. Because you need a doll of one of the best monsters ever. And, well, I think that's a good place to stop for now. I might try and collect some TMs and teach our guys some new abilities in the meantime. I'm not sure, but next time we will go and work our way towards the Pokemon League, where we will once again prove that we are emphatically the very best, like no one ever was. Another step on our road to revenge. And now we have a proper team to do it, so they better watch out, because we are about to kick some ass. Anyway, I hope you liked this, and if you did and want to see more, feel free to give the Twitch channel a follow, subscribe to my YouTube channel to see a lot more stuff by me, and if you want to make my life a lot easier and you want to be just really extra generous, feel free to hit up the Patreon, support my show there. That way you can get onto the Patreon supporters Discord, and we can talk about how much Darkwing Duck clearly needs a reboot. Seriously, they already basically did it. Just, come on, do it, damn it. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you next time. Peace out, Internet.